Maybe I have to have the mic on track 1. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. Here, I'll make some more noise in the game, and we'll see if it's working or not. Well, there's a delay. I gotta wait for it to. Maybe I have to have the mic on track 1. Yeah, I do. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. Here, I'll make some more noise in the game. There we go. That was the problem. I do have to have the mic on audio track 1. It was on audio track 3. Like I was recording the. I just ready to go. I was recording it on a different audio channel. But now I figured it out. All right, so it is 20 after 1. So maybe like 10 after 3 or around 3 o'clock, give or take, depending on what's going on. Like the laundry just never ends. Now, this is my fault, to be fair, once again. Well, maybe not 100% my fault, but my wife, like when my wife and her mom and the kids, well, my family went to China, right? I had brought boxes from work for them to pack shit in first, right? And they said, "Oh yeah, we'll do it. Everything is ready in the bedroom." Okay. But I haven't. See, it didn't. Oh no, this is intermission. But I haven't really been in the bedroom. So when I go in there, there's like blankets on the bed still. All the pillowcases are there. There's a bunch of clothes. Like, you gotta be kidding me. There's like 2 loads of laundry I gotta do here now. And again, I only put like a little bit of. Holy shit. I only put a little bit of money on the laundry card. Again, thinking I was done my laundry. I was done. I didn't need to do a whole bunch. Nope. That's gonna be like 6. No, it works out to $7 a load. So that's $14 to do that laundry. Isn't that ridiculous? What a bunch of horse shit. You can't tell me that, because like, just thinking back, like 2002, I was doing laundry, and that place was way better for like, it was like a freaking laundromat. It's like 17 washers and dryers. It was awesome. But I'm trying to think what I paid. It was like $1.20. I think it was like $1 to wash and $1.25 to dry. So like 2.25. Now I'm paying 7. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Don't have time to dawdle. Now let's go. Yeah, but you can't tell me the cost of running a washing machine has like tripled in the last 20 years. But then who knows, like, maybe not the electricity, but I know it's going to be something new. I have never paid for water, and it's something that I'm going to have to do. we got to be careful. So many bad habits built up over the years of like especially one with my parents in their house. Obviously, paid for water. What are you doing, cat? And so you wash dishes, you fill up the sink, or you put water in the sink, and then you wash, and then you're good. And then when you're done, you drain it. But in an apartment, I don't pay for water. Oh, tired. Sorry about that. I don't pay for water, so I've gotten into the habit of like running the sink. Now, did he change? Oh, it worked this time. He's in a Hoshin. Oh, uh-oh, I think I fucked him up. Okay, so I think I had mentioned that I could put a shield on somebody using the mod. No, you can't. You can't put a shield on. So I thought I gave him a melee weapon. So it might mess him up having a melee weapon. See, but if I just sit here like this, eventually it'll run out of fuel and it'll just fall. Where's gravity? Why is it not falling? No, it looks like the shield overwrote the... Yeah, so I can't give people shields. They're not in the list. I thought about giving Pierre one of the beam guns. I didn't want to give him the one that we have. But I couldn't remember which one. Because there's like the experimental one, and then there's the light one, and then there's like the P rifle. But not all of them have models. So I didn't want to give him one, and then it turns out that that particular one doesn't have a model, and then the game just crashes every time he tries to use it. Because I'm sure... Alright. Oh, you can see the other change I made. I changed the tanks to the grenade launcher things. and we'll get a nice surprise from Pierre. Hopefully he fits. Okay, so I changed all the way up to where... There you go. Shanyo, yeah. So those are our tanks. I didn't change any helicopters because I didn't want to break anything. Okay, yeah, see? Okay. So I changed all the way up to where, what's his face? Where we get rescued by the Wulong centipede. We get centipede. Yeah, I gotta be careful now. Let's not be all together. I don't want to get grenaded. We'll see if this was a good idea or not. In his ocean. I mean, I guess... Can we hit these guys? 75. 76. Oh my goodness. Right, because even though it's literally just a tank with legs, it has a ridiculous amount of evasion. I forgot about that. Still has 9 AP. Oh, that sucks. Well, Kazuki's fucked. So now he's got 2, so he can only block one more time. So let him block this. And then we can... 260 even through the damn shield? I didn't think we could do that to him. Whatever. Take it. Okay, we need to stay somewhat away from each other. Now the game will only drop grenades directly on somebody. They won't like place it to maximize the amount of people they can hit, they're just going to drop it right on top of one person. This is not a good spot for really anybody. This map is so crowded, those grenades are going to be incredibly dangerous. And then we'll see if Pierre breaks the game when he attacks with the monster or not. Oh, so close. Oh! We might get him. We get him? We got him? Are we good? Yep. So all of the named people up to when we get rescued by the Wulong, they'll all be in Hoshians. Yeah, go get him, Pierre. Oh, but he's not doing anything. I wonder if he'll ever use that cannon or not. Or did I just make him an HP sponge? Oh, no, I did. I'm just thinking, it's like, oh, I must have not changed, but I did change it. I made sure to set his weapons to be none. This way, he wouldn't break the game. Like we've seen before, where you can do something else. Like what we've seen before is, that's actually, no, that's not so good. Right, where a machine has tried to use a melee weapon, but like that beam thing, right? He just fucked up with some guy. Okay, so who's getting those medals? She's got 2 stars. 2. I think everybody's at 2 stars now. She's got 7. Okay, we'll give it to him. Just because he's almost... It's only 70%. Yeah, so what you need to do if you're using the mod is you need to make sure that all of their equipment is set to none. This way if it's, say, a helicopter or whatever, something that comes with its own equipment, then it'll use it. It'll actually use those weapons. And it won't make the game crash. It won't soft lock the game. Like we saw with the beam guy. It's weird. It's saying that that post is blocking our shot, but it's providing a 0% accuracy penalty, so it's not blocking our shot. I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if I was to change everybody to the train. Like just pick one map and set all of the enemies to the armored car. That's the train. Thomas's Revenge. Chugga chugga choo choo. It's a shame I can't change their colors. That'd be pretty funny too. 269. It would need to be yeah, see, he's still using his shotgun. But he's not supposed to because I turned that off. And I know I turned it, like, I made absolutely sure I didn't screw that up because I didn't want him to break anything. Now, is that tank guy gonna steal my medals by blowing up his buddy? I hope not. I hope not. I need those medals. I bet he's gonna hit Liu now because he's too close. Oh no. He just smashes some guy. You crazy. Okay, can I go hit him from here? More? Zap. There we go. I could probably I could probably do a map where everybody is one of these things too. That would be an awful, awful map. That would certainly make that mission difficult. Having everybody... I guess we'll just surrender this guy. Having everybody as that stupid grenade thing. I like how Kazuki was stunned like the bottom of turn 1, and he's still stunned. Oh my goodness. You see, I gave them the Shunyos because they've got good evasion and good accuracy and stuff like that. But man, do they have ass HP. When you stand there and block with your shield, the Shunyo is not going to help. I guess I could have given them the Shunwang. I wish I knew which... Oh no, don't come over here! Damn you, Pierre! Now we're all bunched up. Oh, he's giving up. Oh, that's good for us. I don't know why. Why did he start... He wasn't surrendering after we shot him. For some reason, Pierre shooting that box made that tank want to give up. This would be the perfect round for that tank to drop the grenade. Because it's going to hit so many people. Well, it hit Alsa, Fam, Pierre, Kazuki. Depending on where you put it, right? Well, maybe not. Because it's 3, right? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. So it hit those 3. And him. Or is it only 2? No, it's not 3 by 3. That'd be massive. So if they put it here on Fam, it hit these 3. Put it here and it hits her, him, and Kazuki. Well, let's get Kazuki doing something. He spent the whole map being stunned. Which is bullshit. I hate that. There was no reason for them to make stuns more common and then make them last longer than they did in the original game. We don't need that. We don't need money. Or, yeah, we don't need money for one, but we don't need the machine either. Let's go. Yeah, so you can't change shields. You can't add shields. Can't change skills or add skills. Enemies don't earn skills. So you're really limited on how you could make the game more difficult. I guess if you really wanted to, you could do something ridiculous like, well, I'll just give everybody the Hoshin with the heavy beam. I saw you bump your head there, Cat. She was poking her head out from underneath something, and the family upstairs has kids. They're probably around the same age as Kevin. So this kid goes booting across the floor upstairs, and the cat looks up, and she bonked her head. Yeah, I'm just looking at my mic input. It's not picking up the kid running around. Which makes sense, it's pretty faint. So here's the whole invasion fleet. It's kind of ridiculous. Why would they invade this island? Right, going after Batangas. Like, why not? I don't know what the island is, but like, isn't Manila closer to China, right? It's on the islands to the north, isn't it? I don't know the geography of the Philippines super well. I know it's like a small island chain, and there's like a shit ton of people who live there. You know, for all the things I criticize about this game, how they changed how they changed this explosion is cool. I like this. It makes it like it makes it feel more solid. And everything is just gone. Right? Because what they did here was super dangerous. Even without this, just like any intelligent military would look at this and be like, they're moving their whole invasion force inside the island chain where we can get at them from like every side, every direction. Where's the OCU's air force? Some naval bombers, even just like regular bombers, just dropping, even if you're not dropping torpedoes, just dropping bombs. Go for it. Just carpet the shit out of them. And then you would take care of that whole thing. No problem. More powerful than we expected. I mean, it wasn't meant to be a bomb. It was meant to be an energy generating device, which doesn't make sense because it's already been established that they have fusion. And if they can make fusion reactors small enough to power, yeah, methane. They could use the methane banzer too. But with fusion, you don't need Midas as an energy source. So that tells you that the UCS government, they were never, ever interested in Midas as an energy source because it doesn't make any sense. It was always meant to be a bomb. Always. Of course, with miniaturized, if they can make a fusion reactor small enough to power these machines, could you not make a really small fusion bomb? But then I guess you end up with the same problem, right? They want Midas because they don't want to deal with radiation. You know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? Like Midas literally takes a spherical shape out of the ground. So you blow it up on a city, you've just turned it into you've literally made it a crater, right? Using a weapon like that on a civilian city is a good way to turn like every man, woman, and child into a partisan. You'd have so much resistance using a weapon like that. And then what do you get, right? You hit a few cities. You hit small cities so that you can keep the big ones. But then maybe hitting small cities doesn't make people give up. So you hit the big cities, and now like the huge industrial centers are gone. Like literally gone. There is not even any rubble. You have turned that industrial center into a big crater. So now what point is there in taking it? Because the stuff that you wanted, the industrial capacity or the resources or whatever, you've just completely disintegrated. So there's nothing left. You can't blame Emma for this. I mean, she was naive enough to think that they wanted to use it as an energy source instead of a bomb when it would never need to be an energy source. But it's not like it's her fault that it got stolen in the first place, or that that OCU base commander recklessly sent it. He had no idea what this thing was going to do, and he's just like, nah, YOLO, fuck it, just drop it on this civilian area, and we'll be done with it. This is literally the OCU using an experimental unknown bomb on its own people to stop the DHC from landing. What was there, like a dozen landing craft? Like, talk about overkill. Right? It'd be like, oh no, that China's invading Taiwan. Well, better nuke Taiwan. Right? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. You just wouldn't think to do something like that. So this has got nothing to do with Emma. That's not Emma's fault. This is all on that base commander. Yeah, so now he just... Now the whole point is the bombs are gone. Or every bomb that they know. There's still one. There's not one in Ocean City, but we don't know that it's there yet. So it's get the scientists back. And then they can hopefully make their own. Although how... I guess Lou doesn't need to think about that right now, but how does Lou think he's going to get, like, convince Alyssa to make another one of these things? Okay. Boom, done. I'm a Lewis. Transport's no big deal. Take me with you. Yeah, she doesn't want to... She's a bird in a cage, and she wants us to let her out of the cage. She's got nowhere to go. There you go. I forgot that she said that. He's very stubborn, but he stays behind anyways. Alright, we gotta talk to them because this is when Serov attacks. This should be an interesting battle. Because I changed this one too. Here we go. Why is it... Yeah, it's an acronym. I can't remember what the acronym stands for. But obviously Square did that. Like they wanted it called that, which is why they made the acronym that. But yeah, maybe because it turns into like a big gold sphere when they use it. Certainly doesn't turn anything into gold, that's for damn sure. It just breaks everything apart. An explosion. See, and again, this is so messed up. So the OCU military drops this bomb and blows up Gas, or like a big chunk of it, right? Which would be at a big risk of a tsunami since all that water just disappeared, right? And then they don't even really know that we're here, so their response is to just come in here and start blasting everything. It's like, what more can they do to this civilian population? Stuff like this should be like driving people to the rebels in droves. This would be the best PR, the best recruitment pool that was it, the Philippine Liberation Front or whatever it is, the PLF, right? This would be like the best PR thing for them. They lose. Canonically, they lose. They get wiped out by the OC, which doesn't make any sense. Because you've got this whack job here going around indiscriminately blowing everything up. OCU shelling the city after they bomb the city. Like you can't even be like, oh well, that must have been the rebels. Where would the rebels get a weapon like that? And this is clearly not the rebels because they're all in OCU machines. Yeah, see, so is he just doing this on a radio, or is this like unfortunately there's no voice. That would be a neat mod, is if you could like voice all this stuff. But this must be on like he's either broadcasting it on all the radio channels, or he's got like a speaker and he's just like blasting it out loud for everybody to hear. Oh yeah, Lenghe, take it easy, you'll all be disciplined. Yeah. So why don't the soldiers turn on him at this point, right? Like, aren't these people from the Philippines? Would you really sit here and watch? Like, Serov is not from the Philippines. He's not Filipino. He would be, actually, he would probably be Russian or Slavic, right? Because he's one of the imaginary numbers. So would they just sit there and let him wreck everything, or would they turn on him? It'd be easy. It'd be easy for them to turn on him, and then if obviously you'd have to turn yourself in, and then would he say, "Oh, why'd you attack the professor? He went nuts and was indiscriminately slaughtering civilians, so we had to put him down." Right, right. So, actually, us being here, I guess he means more like you coming here as in us coming to the Philippines in general, and not so much like us coming to this city. Because the city was wiped before we even got here, right? And so it's got nothing to do with us. But I get what he's trying to say. It looks like everything they blew up were parking garages. Who'd have thought that everything close to the harbor and Padangas was just a parking garage. Guinea pigs. Ah, he doesn't know that we've already fought missions where there's been nothing but those machines. Let's just waste them. Created just for me. Ha, that's not a lie. That's a lie. In my last playthrough, both Emma and Railgo had one. So no Pierre. He's gone. Now, what else did I change? Oh yeah, so to make oh, there you go. To make the mod changes stick, what I did is I made the changes just before the stream. So I started the game, I changed things, and then I started playing. So I think what was happening before... There should be an... Oh, this one might be broken. He might be stuck here. See, I did the same... He shouldn't have those machine guns. He should have the giant cannon. I hope he doesn't try to punch us, because he'll break the game. Okay, let's kill these things fast, then. So even though I took their regular equipment off, it's still showing that they've got it, which is unfortunate. So that means I probably couldn't do a mission where I changed everybody to those grenade things, because even though I take their guns off, their normal guns, the game just puts them back on, which would then cause soft locks. That's probably what happened with that experimental OCU beam weapon in that base earlier. It's unfortunate. But anytime that there's like tanks or APCs, I could change them to something like this. Yeah, it's not gonna... Okay, cat, I don't want you on my leg right now. So that cat says, too bad. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna hit, but I figured I'd take the shot anyways. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. In our case, you miss 46% of the ones you do. Is he using his missile? He could have grenaded us there. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should have put everybody as anti-fire. Yeah, see, he's stuck. Darn it. Okay, good. So, and ejected. So 106. I wonder why the accuracy is so different. I don't think I'm going to shoot that guy. I want to take care of these Lenghe guys. Damn it, cat. She really wants to be petted. I won't accept responsibility for putting anything anywhere. He's really coming up to use his machine gun? Normally he just... well, Kazuki's done for the rest of the combat. Normally he just like sits in the back and peppers you with missiles. It's weird that he came over here. Yeah, he's not going to move. I should have thought about that more. But then I'd have to load the game, start the mission, and then what? Like take a screenshot or something, or try and memorize where every unit is on the map, so I don't accidentally put somebody somewhere that they're not going to fit. He's going to use his cannon. He almost never does that. Cannon that sounds like a rifle. Okay, so he might go nuts here. I cannot lose. Can't control my head. So especially now. Yeah, he didn't grenade us. We're all bunched together in like a perfect grenade formation. I don't think I've ever seen him use grenades on us before. Like in any playthrough. I can't remember a time where he's hit us with that. In the last playthrough I did, where I tested this mod out to begin with, I had 2 people using his machine. It was pretty good. Like, the machine gun really falls off by late game because the damage just doesn't really get any better. But the missiles do okay. I very rarely use the cannon, but the grenades I use a surprisingly high amount. Because you always get a situation where there's like 2 or 3 guys kind of somewhat close together. Not super close, but close enough where you can hit. Oh yeah, I've got it. Oh, well, whatever. I guess we shoot this guy. So it worked out really well. And it also helps that you can change the body. Oh. What the heck? He T-posed? He's all busted. Look at that. That's not supposed to happen. We broke him. You're sliding off my leg and you're clawing the shit out of me. 330? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought we just had to kill him. We got -6 for not killing everybody. And we didn't even get a bonus for turns. See, in the original game, it's hard to kill him first because, like I said, he just stays in the back. But for whatever reason in the remake, they decided that he had to be suicidal and come right up in front of you. Oops. Hey, where did he get that gun? We've all got beam weapons. Nope. Pierre is the ultimate badass. I mean, what the hell? Why is he still in that? Transport plane. It's a shame we get shot down over Taipei. And then we have to deal with Han. Han the ass. There we go. God, everybody. I mean, she told him to stay behind. Oh, there we go. Now he's gone back into his machine. It's pretty nuts. he either wins or he gets captured and the family bails him out, or maybe he's able to like run away. But at the end of the day, he succeeds in keeping them away from us so that we could escape. Yeah, the Philippines. Okay, so we're kind of like in the middle. Well, the high part. Yeah, so now we're in Taiwan. Pierre, don't be sad. I mean, who's gonna throw him? Is she that strong? Yeah, he does. He sends an email trying to sucker her into coming back, saying that her father is sick, and then she calls him out on it and says that. And then he sends her. What is his name? You, right? He sends a picture of some guy that was like an arranged marriage. Like, oh, poor pilot, you gonna die. Rainy Sisters. I mean, who's to say that Allison knows how to make it, right? Well, I guess she was involved in the project that made the copies. Don't worry about. Here it is. I'm surprised it's not all rusty like everything else made out of metal in this game. Although it is pitted, why is it? It should be smooth. You can see it's all like lumpy. And it is rusted. Jeez, they just can't help themselves. The art direction in this game is just... You see those little... They look... There's like... Well, they're gone now. But it looked like there were some... like little doors on the side there. You think that would be for flares? They certainly did a shit job on that animation. Like, what was that? They really, whoever animated that really phoned it in. Not that I could do any better, but I'm not a professional video game creator. Neither whoever put that together. They're probably not either, right? Like, that was bad. That was a bad animation. that was bad. It's like something you'd expect from a Flash game on Newgrounds or whatever. I don't even know how many people who are watching this would know what a Flash game is or Newgrounds. Newgrounds was Newgrounds.com was a website that had a ton of just like games. Flash is like software that you could run that would run on the browser and have all kinds of shit in it, different games, whatever. It is also like really bad for vulnerabilities, getting access to your computer and shit like that, so it's not used anymore. This is kind of neat. These airdrop things or whatever. Why would Fam have this crap in her transport? Is this the one where Ryogo like splats into the ground and then it like slams on the back of his head? I can't remember. Nope. Oh, that's Fam. Where's Ryogo? ...2004? Yeah, it was a long time. It was probably earlier than that. I remember playing Flash games when I was in high school. And that's going to be the late 90s. But yeah, I think it was around 2004, 2005 when they stopped using Flash. I can't remember. Basically, someone was like, we're not going to support this software running on our system anymore, which basically killed it. I think it might have been Apple. Can't remember. Rebels. rebel scum. So Hatta should be in a Hoshin. I'll just go. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Let's take a peek. What did I change? Yeah, Ling Haze. That's really all I could do to make the game more difficult. Quote unquote difficult. I noticed that when I change them, it changes their color. Right? They should all be red. Well, this is like an orangey brown color, but they should all be red. But because I changed their machines, it changed their colors. Later on, when we fight Marcus, he should have a fist weapon. Because that whole section of the game is ridiculous. You've got all these melee guys. In grapples, and they've all been given like crappy machine guns, so they can never hit anything. So instead what I did is I changed them to all have fist weapons. Let the fisting begin. Not that I'm into that kind of thing. Zap. It's weird how often we hit these guys on the ground. Like for what's supposed to be a coin flip, we hit them a surprisingly high amount of the time. Yeah, see, as we go through, the Shunyos will get more and more irritating because their main form of defense is evasion. So they'll dodge a lot. Oh my goodness. Has Fam gone yet? Are we done? Oh. Yeah, see? The trees aren't blocking us. Like, it says X, but it's saying down 0%. So it's not actually hurting our accuracy at all. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, there we go. I was just talking about how we almost never miss, and then we missed. That's funny. He'll get back inside. And even though they could have fixed it for the remake, they didn't. So he won't have, oh my goodness, he won't have any of his like damage mods or accuracy or evasion or whatever. Like, that was clearly an oversight. So why would you leave that in the game? There was no reason for that to stay in. And you can't tell me that, oh well, we couldn't because of how it was. Like, you literally remade the game from the ground up, right? So if you say, oh, it was hard coded so that you can't or whatever, it's like, well, then why did you do it like that? Yeah, it is. Like, I do see it's off. I do like the game. I shit on it a lot, but I do like the remake. I just think it was lazy. And there's really no other way of putting it, right? They did it really, really lazy. Like those, like the animations, the sounds, like it's nice looking. Like, it looks nice. I like the graphics. I don't like how they changed some of the machines, like the Lenghe, for example, was like tall and thin, right? But now it's like squished. Like, they made everything all. It's okay. Well, we don't want anything to be taller than X. So anything that was taller than X gets smushed down, and then it looks goofy. And like everything being. Like, look at all the paint. Like, everything looks like shit. It's like nothing is ever maintained in the Front Mission universe. Like, why is the paint all peeling off? Why is it all rusty and beaten up? Right? Yes, I get they're rebels. I'm sure it was a salvaged machine, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't mean it needs to be poorly maintained. Right? And that doesn't count for, like, the Daggett As, right? It was basically nothing but rust. It was a giant floating rust barge. Even the torpedoes that they launched us in to break into the ship were rusted and pitted, right? Like, come on. Did they only have like 3 textures available to them? And one of them, the one that they used the most, was like rusty pitted? It's crazy. Right then, like when they explode, it looks kind of goofy, and then the trees look kind of goofy. Like, there's a lot of things that look goofy, and I can forgive goofiness, right? It's just that it's so often. It's so often. And you look at it, it's like, well, why did they even do it like that? Right? Like this perfect example. Why did they not fix this issue where when you eject somebody and they get back in, they don't put their stuff back on? Right? They don't redistribute their AP. Like, there's no reason to not change that. It doesn't make any sense. Right? Or the handful of machines across the game who don't have an armor like an armor set. Right? We won't see too many of them on this side, but on the Emma playthrough, especially that mission in the ship graveyard where you get the LST when you go back to Japan there's some grapples in that mission who don't have any armor upgrades at all. Right? And so again, it's like, well, why? How did that even happen? Right? And I know how it happened. It happened because it was screwed up in the first game. Right? But they should have been able to fix that, right? You can't tell me they didn't know. Right? They would have known that it was like that, and they could have changed it, but they didn't, because again, laziness. And then the hanging, where like the game just hangs for a while. You see that especially in she's always gonna try to punch us. Especially in the garage, like the setup screen. That's why I don't like using the setup screen, because it hangs. It's not as bad as it was on the Switch, so it's probably just that the Switch isn't powerful enough to handle it. Because when this game came out, and then I played it a whole bunch on the Switch. I streamed it quite a bit actually. And that was like, found that it was just awful trying to do anything in that screen. Because you switch and then it hangs. You do anything, it sits there, it hangs and it lags. It was so annoying to try to use that screen that I just stopped doing it. It's okay, forget it. We'll just use the store, because at least the store is faster. And I know what was causing the problem. It's because it would take, in the setup screen on the Switch, it would take like this model and it would put it on the screen but zoomed in really close. So anytime that you changed anything or did anything, it would change the model. And there'd be like the model of the pilot. So Miho would be standing on the ground beside a computer console, and then her machine would be up on the screen there. And the Switch just couldn't handle that model. What? What? I guess he just hates trees. Unlucky. This guy just never activate or what? Mission is over, buddy. And then he fainted, poor guy. I'm surprised he didn't give up. Bam. So close to the loot. No, I don't think you guys are anywhere close to the loot. We didn't even have it. I guess we would count as the loot, right? Because they were trying to get us. And done. So even FAM. So FAM, She's like she's rich. She's from a rich family, so you'd think her machine would be in pristine condition. But what is that crap on the top of her shoulder pad there? You can see it's like, it's the texture. It's not quite rust, but there's like a pit and stuff in there. So why would somebody who's wealthy and who's so concerned about the appearance of her machine, too many attacks, really, that visiting setup on Switch is just, yeah, oh god, it's... Right, so Fam's machine, she gets so upset about going into the sewers that she almost threatens to not go. And yet her machine, why is it not in pristine condition then? Again, look, everything is that same rusty texture. If this does well enough, I'm sure they'll do a remake of 4. I'm almost dreading it. Because if they do like the same lazy half-ass job that they did on this one with 4, then like, oh god, it'll be brutal. It'll be brutal. And really the only hope for Front Mission 5 to be released officially in English is for this to do well enough to justify a remake of 4, and then 4 does well enough to justify a remake of 5. And if they use the same company, I just can't see that happening. It's just so lazy and half-assed. And it's just like that all the time. It's unfortunate. Although this does look better than the last two. Like, they have improved, like, the graphics engine, right? Because Front Mission First doesn't look as good as Front Mission 2. They said the remake of 2, and then 2 doesn't look as good as this one. Like, look, so we're I'm gonna keep harping on this rust shit for like till the end of my days. You can tell that this was like the ground here, like the floor in this base, was probably the same as like either like an aircraft hangar, maybe it's like a piece of the Daggett Az or something like that. Like these pipes, this is a control room. Why is there a giant rusted pipe right behind that guy's chair? Right? And then you see like those numbers, what does that say? C or 6C or something like that? Like, why is that even there? And then the control panel, it's all rusted. It got the landlord special. It was all rusty. They just paint over it. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm surprised there's not like a cockroach under the paint someplace. Like, awful, awful. Yeah, you know, you're right. It could be that Forever Entertainment is like, maybe they approach Square Enix and be like, hey, let us remake your game. And now it would be hard to displace them because like the argument would be, well, we've got the experience and we've got this and that, blah blah blah. It's like, I mean, yeah, every time you release one of these remakes, though, you get a bunch of controversy, people complaining about it, right? I'm not super upset about like the generative AI on like for some of the pictures in the background, right? Because I know there was one I saw a bunch of where people were complaining. It's like, well, for one, it's like where even in the game is that picture? Like, you're complaining about a picture on a desk in the background someplace, and it looks all funny because it's generative AI. It's like, I think I'll put a pass on that one. I don't care about that too much. Like, the music is okay. I like the music. The sounds themselves, some of them are okay, but some of them are a miss. Like the tanks, cannons. Like, why do they sound like rifles? Doesn't make any sense. That bugs me. I don't like that. And then like the goofiness, like when you walk around on the ground, and it's always like an explosion when you're walking. Like the whole planet is made out of explodium. Like, why is it like that? I can understand some situations where that would be kind of neat to see, but everywhere, like everywhere you walk, why is it like that everywhere? Doesn't make any sense. sense at all. Okay, so we talked to... Nope, we're just gonna go to town. Yeah, this is the USN ambassador. There's the stoolie. Man in the brown suit. See, like, this doesn't look so bad. It looks a little run down, right? But maybe this is an old restaurant and that's why it looks run down, right? Like, I don't expect every environment that you go to in the whole game to look like it's literally brand new, like it's just been built, right? So you come to an old bar like this, a little bit of a, you know, maybe a bit of a dive bar or whatever. So yeah, you know, the walls look like it could be repainted, or maybe you need some new wallpaper, the carpets, right? Everything is well worn. It looks used. Sure, I totally get that, and that makes sense to me. But when you're in like the pride of the OCU fleet, and it's all like worn down and rusted and peeling paint, and things don't make any sense. Like when we were in the hangar, I've like, if you watch that video, I was making fun of it because like there's no way those pilots could get to the machines because of the way the floor is designed. Like they gotta climb down into a trench, which is like this big grate that's got like 3-foot wide gaps. Like, how would they even get to the machines? There's no walkways. Like, there's no... And again, I understand the limitations of the PlayStation 1, and that's why it was like that in the PS1. But unless I'm, like, so high out of my mind, I'm pretty confident I'm not playing this on a PlayStation right now. I'm playing on my computer. This is a computer game, right? Yes, I get it, released on the Switch first, blah, blah, but that's not that important, right? Because the Switch version is always the shittiest version. But there's no reason for them not to, like, put that little bit of extra thought in. Put a walkway along the side. Have the pilots go along the walkway instead of walking where the Vansers walk, right? Or just make the floor flat. Make it flat. Why does it got to be all full of crap like that? Right? Like, you got to think, how do people live in this world? How would people use that base when you've got giant pipes and crap like that all over the place? Right? How would you run a ship that big? Especially when there's nowhere for people to walk. Right? Do you just do everything in construction vansers and people don't actually walk around? Well, that doesn't make any sense. How do the soldiers get to the machines in the hangars if there's no way for them to walk to the machines through the hangar? Right? Do they use like a little hover car? Again, it doesn't make any sense. You don't see anything like that. And I get like, oh, they wanted to make it, they want to go with like the rule of cool. And that's cool too. I enjoy the rule of cool, and I fully support the rule of cool. But you can't rule of cool everything. It's just an empty hangar with 6 machines in it. What's so cool about that, right? Nothing. So you can't rule of cool that up. You gotta, like, think. They gotta use their brains a little bit. Getting kind of ranty, but getting all fired up. See, this screen hangs too. Again, it's probably the model, because that's the same model from... Oops. That's the same model that you have in combat. Whatever. I've got the money. So it's probably the fact that they've got this high-res model in the screen. But then it doesn't make sense. Like, even going from HP to accuracy, like it doesn't go right away. Here, I'll hold my... See, so here it's going quick now, but when I'm actually doing stuff, see? But when you're not doing everything, so it must be something to do with the upgrading itself is making it slow. See, it's weird, huh? And why is it like that? It's probably got nothing to do with the model and something to do with the way it was coded behind the scenes. But in the PlayStation version, you can do this really fast. Actually, did I do the boost with everybody? Just better check to make sure. Then I got pretty good at going through this really fast in the PlayStation version. But here you can't. The game literally will not let you do this quickly. It makes you go slow. There we go. Yeah, we don't need to upgrade our machines. And if I was gonna buy new machines, I would just use the network, because the network lets me buy everything. That's part of the mod. The game's not supposed to be like that. You know, if we had just gone for the transport as soon as we got here instead of pissing around in the city, we probably could have gotten out before they did this. And we definitely could have gotten out before they blew up the runway. Why not take a boat? Like, we've used submarines to get all over Japan, all over the Philippines. Like, why can we not just take a submarine to go from Taiwan to the mainland? Don't waste troops with that. You'd almost think that hand was working with the UCS. It's very convenient that all of this happens like so close together. Taipei suburbs. So this is just going to be us killing Purple Haze. You see, I didn't know that about the different frame rates or whatever. Separate frame rates between the 3D menu, like Final Fantasy VIII. 60 FPS for command menu, 15 for 3D rendering. That's kind of neat. And you can't tell me that they couldn't figure that out nowadays to make it. Yeah, they're all in oceans like they're supposed to. Well, they're not supposed to, but it's a shame that changing the machine changes the color to just be gray. I wonder if I was to change an enemy to be a train, would they just sit there? Right? Like, the trains normally only can move on the tracks, so there's got to be something with how they're coded. Right? Now, for all I know, I change an enemy to be a train and it just breaks the game. It might just soft lock. See, I can see where Gaster and Cindy and them are coming from, where they're like, let's just take them right now, we don't have a problem. But I see what Dennis is talking about too. It's like, no, stick to the plan, right? We don't want to fight them here. We want to fight them where we have the advantage, right? They do still have some advantage. Now, it's supposed to be 4-on-4. It's 6-on-4, so we actually have the big advantage here, but it's not supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be like that. 50%. They must have evasion upgrades. Oh, it's not going to tell us. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? In the bottom right corner, yeah, level 2. So by giving name characters Oceans, it's definitely going to make them harder to kill. Unless we get lucky and they just never dodge. I guess that could work too, right? Because not only are they going to have a lot of hit points, but their damage. I can't believe he three-shot Joe there. The damage class mod's not going to make any difference because we've got the beams, right? But they'll have really good evasion, and their accuracy is going to be really good also. 50%. Holy shit. So when we get to the end of the game, oh, you know why? Because I didn't put the AP in for my own upgrades. Right, I bought level 2 accuracy, but I didn't give it to anybody. It's hard to say, because so what is the mod right now, damage mod? It's got to be like 20 or 30%. Yeah, it's 30% with the Hoshin. Now again, it won't make any difference because I've got the beams. But 24%, and he would be an Erexin. I don't think the Rex would have 24% evasion. And he's got 38% accuracy. I think this caps out at like 60%. This will be like 115, I think, for accuracy. And then it's like 60 something for evasion. So when we get guys who've got level 4 upgrades, they'll be incredibly difficult to hit just because their evasion is so high. And it'll be easy for them to hit us because their accuracy mod will be through the roof. It's a shame I can't like mix and match parts. Like when I change somebody, it's the whole machine. I gotta change the whole thing. But then might as well just change them, like everybody to Hoshin, right? To give you the best. Ooh. And it's really good for these melee guys because he's gonna have a ton of extra weight, like free weight available, free power available, which is gonna jack up his damage, his melee damage. Cool. 80%? Why is it so high? Yeah. I wish I could do the skills. It's a shame that the mod won't let you change the skills. Do these guys even have any skills? Probably not. Oh, initiative. See, that was another thing that they like. Why would he have tackle? Like, come on. At least give him zoom or something like that. Like, really tackle on somebody in a Rexin who's supposed to be using a rifle and they give him a melee skill. He's never going to use that. It goes back to what I said. It's laziness. It's just laziness. And if I could use the mod to go in and change everybody's skills, then you could make the game difficult without making it tedious, right? Like I didn't mind reload. I thought reload was pretty nice, like for what it was, like for like the mod for the first game. It's just they were limited. They were really limited by how the game was coded, so there's only so much they could do, right? And then by the end of the game, especially on the Emma side, it wasn't hard. It was just tedious. It was give everybody a shield with a really high damage reduction. And then it's like, okay, well now in order to kill anybody, I have to hit him like 3 or 4 times to break the shield arm, and then I can just kill them. Right? They don't have any skills. They don't do any more damage than they would normally do. It's just make everybody an HP sponge. And HP sponges don't make games difficult, it just makes them tedious. Right? Like I mentioned it before a few times in other videos where I was saying it's like, you could do something like like give them brace and avoid 20, or brace and avoid 40. So then, like shotguns and machine guns, yeah, punching bag simulator, exactly, right? That would make them mostly immune to machine guns, flamethrowers, and shotguns, but they would still be vulnerable to melee, not hardball though, like melee missiles and rifles. So you have to think. You need to diversify your team instead of just doing give everybody. Wait, did Dennis? Oh, he attacked me there. Instead of just give everybody a shotgun because it's the best weapon that you can use in this game, and then just shotgun, shield, roll over the enemy. Right? And it's like, oh well, let's make it harder by giving everybody a shield, but it doesn't give it a shield; it just makes the punching bags. Right? And then you could give your, especially in this game, because of how the the damage class skill works. In this game, it changes your armor mod to be the same as the attack, and then it boosts it. So you could give a melee guy, say you've got like a grapple, for example, right? Switch the body. Wow, a gold! It's the first time in a long time we haven't gotten platinum. You could change like a melee guy's body to something like a whisk or a Ming Tan. Yes, the body wouldn't have super high HP, but it would have like or Keybing actually would probably be good, because Keybing is good balance between HP and damage mod. I think that one caps at 45%. Right, so now your melee guys have a really good damage mod, and then damage class up 1 would keep switching the mod around to whatever you attack them with. Again, making them harder to kill, but not so much so that it becomes tedious to fight them. In my opinion, anyways. Because the body would be their big weakness. There you go. So while we were pissing around fighting them, they destroyed the harbor and the civilian airports. How? It's like a throwaway line, but it's one of those things that you like when you think about it for a little bit, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. How did the UCS get so many forces here that they could literally destroy every single harbor and airport on Taiwan? Like everyone at the same time. That takes a pretty crazy level of coordination. Like what? Han is here like with this huge hard-on for promotion, but he just let the UCS and rebels walk into Taiwan and destroy all of the harbors and airports. Just willy-nilly. Like what did they land? Like an army's worth of special forces just land on this little island, wipe out a bunch of infrastructure, and then leave? What they should have done, if their goal was to like kill Alisa, right? Which I'm pretty sure that's the UCS's goal right now, is to kill Alisa, kill us all, right? Why would they not just blow up the tunnel? So when we're in, talk to him, right? So when we're in the tunnel, yeah, too many shields kills it, exactly. And when they don't have any skills, like there's, it's just sponge. I hate that. Like they can't really do anything to hurt you. It just takes a long time. I guess I shouldn't say they can't do anything to hurt us. Like in a normal playthrough where you've got like items or whatever, then you're fine, right? I don't really have any backpacks. I think I've got a couple, just a couple out there. But I don't have any items. I'm not using any items. But again, I'm gonna have 8 people on the field. So now let's see if it went. So all of the grapples on this mission should have fist weapons. They should not have machine guns. and Marcus should be in a Hoshin. I didn't change the chain. So helicopters and trains I don't mess with because I don't want to break the game. Right? Like we saw when I did Front Mission 5 randomized, there were a few missions with helicopters. There was one in particular where the helicopter randomized into a regular Panzer in a spot where we could only hit it with a rifle, and that's it. Nothing else could hit it. So I wouldn't want to like if I changed this train to something else, would it have broken this scene? I don't know. And I didn't want to risk it either, right? Or if I thought, okay, there you go. See, they've got the fists here, so it should have worked then. So Marcus is going to be an actual threat in this game, in this mission, anyways. Where's the other one? It's the rebels. It's the Hulian rebels, I think, when they attack the Tian Li and you go out to defend it, where they've got a bunch of grapples and flamethrowers. Just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they would do that. Like, I get that they probably did it because they didn't want the mission to be too difficult. But then why give them the grapple? Why not just put them in the Rexons? Oh. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that's, yeah, grapple with the flamethrower. So that's that'll be later. And it is on this side because it's the Hulian Rebel one where they attack the Tian Li, and then you come out to chase them away, and then at the end of that mission, the RRF and imaginary numbers, they come out and they like slaughter a bunch of them. And in that mission, the grapples have flamethrowers. In this one, the grapples are supposed to have machine guns. But I took that off. Race. 178. I'm surprised she learned that. You know what? I should have checked the computers. I wonder if we could have gotten a 6-slot computer. Oh well. Probably by now. And the reason I went with the Shunyos for like the machine gun guys is because they've got a really good accuracy mod and they've got really good evasion. Unfortunately, they're very fragile. But these guys are supposed to be Rexons, which are also really fragile. So it's just like a slight upgrade for them. And then I changed the grapples out to leg haze to make them a bit more dangerous. Yeah, we'll shoot this guy. I don't do a lot of moving around in this. Oh, I also changed flamethrowers in this to have 4 range. So if you see somebody with a flamethrower, they have the same range as a machine gun. And I guess because of how the flamethrowers are coded, the accuracy drop-off doesn't continue past the second square. So when they shoot you... Which mission was that? That was the mission after you get Miho. I had changed some people to have flamethrowers. Maybe I should do that again. Do another mission where I just change everyone to have flamethrowers. Ah, 2 HP. They were surprisingly dangerous, even though it was like... It was the starter one, the heat stream, which is like the flamethrower you get at the beginning of the game. Or it's the first flamethrower you can get, I guess is the best way to say it. Ooh. 387, really? I thought he would do more. See, because we're not moving and we're not activating the enemy, so they're just going to sit back there. They don't activate unless you get close enough. Again, something that they could have changed in the remake is they could have made it so that, like, they activate if you get close enough, or they activate if so many, like a certain number of enemies have been killed. Right? What they could have done is they could have set it up so that, like, for every enemy that's been killed, one of them in the back there who hasn't been activated randomly activates and comes after you. This way they come at you kind of consistently, somewhat consistently. Instead of this, right? Like, so we've killed them all and they're not moving. Right? So we could just shoot him. So I gave him a Hoshin and a melee weapon because it was supposed to make it more difficult. But then he's just standing there. Now he's going to do something because we shot him. But these guys aren't going to move. We've killed everything else. But they don't want to move. They're just going to sit there and let us plink away at Marcus. This makes the missile run easy too, because your weapon's range is greater than their activation distance. But with a rifle, if you did rifles only, if you get close enough to shoot them with the rifle, then you're within their activation range, so they'll activate. So you can't quite take advantage of them. Oh, I'm one off. I was like, why is he not shooting me back? I moved further than I thought. Just start shooting him. Like, Marcus isn't a threat anymore because he doesn't have any legs. This guy's not a threat anymore because he doesn't have a gun. Here, we'll get them all started. Like, you don't have to hit him, you just have to shoot at them, and then they'll activate. They should all... Why did he not move? Maybe I was wrong. Okay, there we go. He didn't move because it wasn't his turn. And that guy still doesn't want to do anything. Way in the back there. He's going to make us go over there. Keep up. Shoot this guy. Bam. The body. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. It almost seems easier. Well, it is easier, you know. Yeah, because I'm like thinking back to when I did this exact same thing on the PlayStation version, like beams only. What made it more difficult was the fact that everything was 15 AP. Like, shooting was 15 AP. So there would be times where you could shoot like 2 turns in a row, but not on the 3rd turn, unless you got lucky with AP 30 or whatever activating. Then you could shoot. But here, because I changed all beams to be 5 AP, we can just shoot. That's how come we can finish so fast. It was... You're pretty much... Why? This guy's just not going to move. You pretty much never get to make a counterattack with the beam, because it should be like 18 AP. So it's pretty rare that you get to make a counterattack with this. But because I changed it to be only 5, it's not that big a deal. It's like 8 for us to do a counterattack. But I changed it to 5 because I didn't want this to take forever. Right? I changed it for speed factor. But at the same time, it's also making it quite a bit easier. 5 square beam. I mean, I could drop the range of the beam down to 5. You can't, like, I can't make it an AoE like the grenades. It won't let you do that. It won't let me change that at all. Because I thought about changing the grenades to make their like explosion radius bigger, but you're not allowed to change that, unfortunately. And you can't change how many projectiles are fired either. So say you wanted it to make a missile, change a missile launcher so that it shoots 2 missiles at the same time. You can't do that with this mod. In the PlayStation version, there's Game Shark codes or Codebreaker codes you can use to change stuff like that. So you can make it so that a machine gun shoots 30 times, or you shoot 2 missiles at once and stuff like that. It's just really hard to do. Another gold, wow. Attacks and turns, holy shit. I'm surprised. Well, I'll take my $70,000 and I'll feel much better about it. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm gonna get through the tunnel, and then I think I'm done for today. I have so much packing and cleaning I gotta do. I've got I take possession of the house on Friday, and I've got time. Like, I do have time to pack and whatever, but I kind of want to get as much of it done. Like, get it done early. I don't want to procrastinate, and then my family comes back from China, and it's like, what the hell? Why is like half of the stuff still at the apartment? Right? So if I don't get on myself and just like get this done, then I'm gonna drag my feet on it for like the whole 3 months I've got. So I'm hoping by, I don't know, like a week or 2 I'm finished, and I'll just have to rent. I'll have to rent a big truck to move all of the beds. The beds, the couch, and the freezer. Everything else I think I can fit in the back of my vehicle. The truck, yeah, everything else will fit. Except for this one cabinet, but I'm just gonna throw it away. Bloody. It's like this old, I don't even know where we got it. When did I buy that? It's this old like particle board cabinet that I got someplace. I don't remember where I, wait. There we go. So this'll make it a little bit more difficult in one way, but oops. It makes us more survivable, and it makes us hit more, but it also stops us from shooting so much, right? Because we won't have enough AP. Okay, I don't want to be on the plants. I think, isn't there a fence here? I want to be behind. Oh, that's a good spot. I don't want to be in a piece of terrain. Oh no, there isn't a fence there. Man, this mission is so dark. It's not that heavy. It's not that heavy. And as like an out-of-shape middle-aged man with a bad back, yeah, these guys got me left this too. I'm gonna be moving carefully because of that. I don't want to hurt myself, and I know that if I'm not careful, I'm gonna suffer. So the cabinet is just gonna be thrown in the garbage because it's old. It's like, Jesus, when it would have been early 2000s, like 2002, 2003. When did I buy it? Yeah. It's old. It's not super big. I mean, well, it's taller than I am. It's got to be like 7 feet. Like 7 feet tall. But it's only like 2.5, 3 feet wide. But it also separates. Like, I can take the top half off and separate it from the bottom half. So if I was going to take it with me, which I'm not, I could basically take it in 2 parts and not have to do it all together. What I'm worried about are the bed frames, because like how like they're one of them is like a metal frame that like is very intricately put together. I'm not confident that it's going to stay together when I try. Holy shit. Maybe I should have done anti-impact. Holy crap. Hey, why is it letting me counterattack? Yeah, just disintegrate everything I own. There we go, problem solved. Then the cleaning. The cleaning is going to be a pain in the ass. I've lived here for like 9 years. So there's just like lots of little things. Clean the walls. Like, I gotta wash the walls. The walls, the windows, the bathroom, like the fridge, the stove, like all that kind of stuff. I gotta take all the ACs out of the windows again. I only just put them in. Although it was definitely good that I put the air conditioners in, because we had a few weeks where it was like 30, 40 degrees Celsius like every day. Lately it hasn't been too bad, which is good, but too warm for me to not have the air conditioners. I don't like it. I don't like it when it's really hot. I joke about this all the time. Like, I don't like the heat. That's why I work in a fridge. I work in a meat packing plant. It's essentially a giant refrigerator. Right? Some people don't like it because it's cool. It's like, oh, that's why I like it, because it's refrigerated. Ooh, our first death. I might need to change up my machines a little bit. Like, I'm just looking at us and we're really fragile. Right? Right? It's like, maybe I change myself up a little bit. Yeah, 40. It is. I don't like it that hot. It's like that where my wife is in China. She's in Changsha. When I first went there to meet her, it was in July, and every day was like 45 to 47. And then with the humidity, it would feel like it was in like the low 50s. It's like, Jesus. Like, I remember that I was looking at the weather one time on like one of the days that I was there. It's like, and I was showing it to her, and she was like, "Well, what's the big deal?" It's like, it feels like it's 52 degrees outside. It's like, oh my god. Basically, if you were to look at the globe and kind of like draw a line from where she lives, or lived, she just lived there anymore, like all the way around to North America, it would be like the southern United States. So how hot it gets in like Texas, Arizona, those kinds of places, is how hot it gets there. Except she's not in a desert. There's like a mountain there, and it holds in humidity, so it gets really humid. The rainy season ended not too long before she went there. And she was showing me like a weather report where it was like There's like 17 of the last 20 days it had rained. And it's like, holy shit, that's a lot of rain. But that's just the way it is there, right? Like, you've got your rainy season, and then it gets really hot. And then in the wintertime, it doesn't really get that cold. They very rarely get snow or anything like that. I was there one time, and it was in February, and we were at her dad's place, and it was cold. I was complaining that it was cold. She's like, well, I thought you didn't mind this. It's like, Kate, look, I don't mind working in a fridge, but when you're in an apartment that doesn't have any windows, and it's 3 degrees outside, that means it's 3 degrees inside, right? I don't like being at 3 degrees Celsius 24 hours a day, right? It doesn't get as cold here, like not even close to as cold here as it does there, but there's no way to get away from it. I guess I shouldn't say that. It depends on where you are, right? Like, her mom's apartment is different from her dad's. Her dad's doesn't have any windows. There's just like bars, but there's no glass. So whatever the temperature is outside is what the temperature is inside. And then in the wintertime when it's really cold, everybody wears like, it's almost like a skidoo suit, or like a snowmobile outfit kind of thing. Like, you're bundled up, or you're like covered in electric blankets, stuff like that. Which can be nice every once in a while, but not all the time. But where her mom lives, she lives, like, there's also a big difference. Like, the apartment her dad lives in was built in like the 70s or 80s or something like that. It's an older building. Old for China anyways. Where her mom lives, it was like construction was finished in like 2016, 2017. So it's like a big tower. It's like 30 floors. I think, yeah, so we're done because this was the end of the, well, we'll do one more. And then we'll be done. Yeah, because now we're in the DHC proper. We're out of the tunnel. Fuzhou. I think, yeah, there's still a little bit more before we go to the Tianli. There we go. So now you can look at this space and see the difference. It's not all covered. There is some rust though on the computer, like the little radar screen there. Would that not be made out of plastic? Why is that even rusted? Fuzhou Naval Base. Yeah, it's like an 80 degrees Celsius swing. So you can get like the rare peak where it's like 40 degrees Celsius in the summertime, which is rare. It's not every year you're going to see that. But it's not uncommon to see minus 40 in the wintertime here either. Right, so that's like, it's literally like an 80 degree swing in the temperature. It's pretty crazy. My wife doesn't like it. She doesn't like the cold. Wonder what triggered it. Yeah. And it's bad because like I keep telling her, like, you gotta wear a toque. You gotta cover your head, cover your ears. But she's stubborn about it. She doesn't want to wear, so she'll go outside, it's like 40 degrees, like minus 40 or minus 35 or whatever it happens to be. Then she's got nothing on her head. I'm shaking my head. It's like, you better hope I don't get in a car accident outside the city or you're gonna lose your ears. Right? Like, proper boots, proper gloves. Right? Like, say I'm outside the city, even if we were only like 10 kilometers outside of the city, if we have to walk like 3 or 4 kilometers to get somewhere, like at 40 below, wearing runners, like, you can kiss your toes goodbye because you're probably not going to have them all by the time we get there. It's weird, but like, it's also not uncommon to see in the news where like, oh, Changsha, that's where my wife is right now. My family is there. This is where I think where we get rescued by the Wulong. It's not uncommon. Oh no. This is where we meet Lan, right? Because it's going to be the transport train that gets destroyed, right? Yeah. So we stumble on this, and then the rebels attack us. Yeah. I remember that. It's not uncommon to like read a thing about somebody who lost like toes or like a finger or whatever because they weren't dressed properly for the cold. Or it's like, oh, a homeless person, they didn't have anywhere to go and they froze to death in the wintertime because it was like minus 40, right? It doesn't happen every year, right? But it does happen. Or someone who thinks that they can cross. So the city I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and there's two rivers that go through the city that meet together. Right, you got the Assiniboine and the Red. They come together, and then the Red continues going north. Again, it's not uncommon to find somebody trying to cross the river either too early in the fall or too late in the spring, and then they end up in the river. It's deceptively fast. Like when you look at the surface of the water, it doesn't look like the water's moving that quickly. But the way it's shaped underneath, once you get like 3 or 4 feet under the surface, the water's moving really fast. So if you like fall off a boat or fall through the ice, and you go under, like all the way under, if you're not a good swimmer, you're not coming back up again. Or if you don't have a life jacket on. If you got a life jacket, then you can probably get yourself out. Not that I would want to go swimming in that river. It's pretty dirty. So I wouldn't want to go swimming there. Sometimes you'll see people like boating. They'll go boating along. Which, whatever, it is what it is. Sometimes you'll see they'll fish. People will fish off the shore. Or they'll take a boat out into the middle and fish. I guess there's a decent amount of stuff. Like, I don't like fish, so I wouldn't go fishing. And it's really dark. Why is it so dark? I don't remember the shadows being so dark. I wonder if they changed that. He looks so sad, this Wu Ben guy. Or maybe he's just tired. He's just exhausted and drained. That's why he looks like that's why he looks like that. Like, oh, I'm so tired. So tired. Enemy reinforcements. Conveniently, right after the RRF leaves, reinforcements show up. And they won't be in their proper colors because I changed them. Yeah, see, on the Emma side, you start here, and there's a bunch of tanks and 2 grenade trucks here and a bunch of infantry guys. And then when you kill a certain number of them, land shows up over here with like a wound. So there's Wu Ben. Does he have any skills? No. Lazy. Everybody should have skills. There's no excuse for them not to have any skills. The only, like helicopters, tanks, the boats, when you see them. Those, okay, I understand not giving them skills. Right? Although, when I did cannons only on the PlayStation version, I learned that cannons cannot activate skills. But when I did this, like when I tested this mod out and did that playthrough, I did learn that in this game you can activate skills with cannons. So maybe you could give tanks like zoom or whatever, make up for their bad accuracy by giving them a skill that boosts it. I guess you could make the game really, really dangerous if you wanted by Jesus, by giving every enemy pilot damage. Everyone gets pilot damage 1, and then you're really on a timer, right? Now I'm pretty sure there's an item for fixing pilot HP. What is it called? Is it the restore? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure there's an item that lets you fix pilot HP. And you'd need it. Because even if it was just pilot damage 1, right, that's like, well, with this, I think it's like 6 or 7 damage. So it certainly wouldn't take much for the recover, yeah. Restore is, I guess, the one that brings your body parts back. But yeah, if they all had pilot damage, you'd have to be very careful how you play, because you're basically 3 activations and you're dead. But I can't change skills, so I can't even like do a playthrough like that. I could probably do one. It'd be a pain to set up. I'll just get rid of this guy. It'd be a pain to set up, but I could probably start the game and then change a bunch of stuff to give like every enemy in the game a beam. So just go through the whole game. Every Vanzer's got a beam, or every Vanzer's got. You could do flamethrowers only where it's the other way around. Every single enemy's got a flamethrower. It'd be funny, but once you start upgrading your damage mod, then it would just be a joke, right? Now only one person would have the ocean, but even then, like the whisk, I think is like 50%. So you're only taking half damage. And if you didn't change the flamethrower to have more range, it would definitely be easy enough to just kind of like stay away from them. Real cat and mouse, where you're constantly backing off and then blinking at them while they're chasing you down with their flamethrowers. Of course, I've changed it so flamethrowers have 4 range, so they would be much harder to run away from. But you can't change the damage type. That'd be funny. Change it so that flamethrowers do neutron damage, so now you can't reduce the damage that they deal at all. It wouldn't change how they look, it would just change the helicopter just doesn't want to move. I gotta move more. Because we're just, like, we steamroll them because nobody does anything. Right? Not that this helicopter does a whole lot anyways. Right, it's one of the ones with machine guns. It doesn't have missiles. So it's not going to do anything unless it gets close enough and shoots at us. And then, like, the helicopters are usually 2 shots, like, if we hit them. It's usually just 2 hits and they're dead. Tanks can take a little bit more just because you might hit their body. And for some reason, tanks have, like, really good evasion. Which I think is stupid. That was another change I don't like that they made to this. It's like the tanks, those grenade thingies, that were basically just like tanks with legs, mobile weapons, that type of stuff. They've all got ridiculous evasion. In the original game, they were super easy to hit. because they were dangerous for one. So they could dish out a lot of damage, but they were easy to hit. Yeah, and the defense, so to speak, was the fact that they had lots of hit points. So they got a lot of HPs. They can deal a lot of damage, but they were super easy to hit. So at least you could kind of shoot them down pretty quick. In this, they're not quite as dangerous, I feel. And they still have lots of HP, but they've also got stupid high evasion. Actually, I don't know if they changed that either. When I played on the Switch, if you destroyed somebody's legs, it wouldn't lower their evasion. I can't remember if they fixed that. So you'd still have access to your evasion upgrades, even if you're... Well, the enemy would have access to their evasion if you broke their legs, but the player would not. You think the 6 of us could push that train back on the tracks? And then one of those cars, and then we could just take the train? Chugga chugga choo choo. I'm just gonna walk. No, they don't want to take the train. I don't know if they could. That train is probably wicked heavy. I don't know exactly what a train weighs, but it's a lot. Trains are heavy. 7 hours? That's not bad. I mean, it's not good. It's not like a speed run or nothing. But I'm not trying to play fast. I'm just trying to play. But I think that's going to be it for the stream, for the video. 2 hours, half an hour more than I had expected to play, but that's fine. It's not bad. Canada Day, right? I got nothing else going on. It helps me procrastinate. Right? But no, I have to get this packing started and the cleaning started. And I'll do that now. So have fun.